Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss what surprising whiskeys we haven't tried. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-hosts, Steve Eichley, along with our special guests, Beth Burrows, Lenny Eckstein, and Kathy Kuhl.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. So we've got a fun show today. We're going to be talking about some whiskey surprises, things that probably most people have tried, but we haven't. So it's going to be a fun show to do. But before we get to that, Lenny said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Lenny?
I was listening to an episode a couple days ago, and you and Phil were talking about the Bourbon Burn.
Yeah. It's a bicycle ride, where they ride to distilleries and stuff like that. So
yeah, and you had brought that up in conversation like 4 months ago or so, and it caught my interest, and I really enjoyed that show. Like hearing about it even more so. It sounds pretty awesome.
It's really cool, actually.
Yeah,
really cool.
And like I feel like being 1,000 miles away, I sleep on a lot of the cool things that might happen in Kentucky that have to do with bourbon or whatever. But this is one that, as I was listening to, I was thinking, like, I feel like I want to go out next year. And I was like looking around at my bikes. I have too many bikes. And one of them's a road bike. And even though I'm not willing to, basically put on what equates to underwear and ride around, I'll wear regular clothing. But I got thinking, do you think we can get an ABV Network team together for that to ride even the most basic daily, about 20 miles a day?
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly do it, but I'm tied up on the
totally.
duties. Yeah, I mean, sure, clearly I'd do it, but
I'd be in.
I'll drive out and ride. It sounds
okay. You're right. All right, Beth, did you put your hand up? You in?
I would want to ride. Yeah, like after going this year and seeing kind of what it was all about, I think it would be super fun.
Okay.
I mean, we all totally year to train.
I think that Steve needs an assistant announcing. I will not be on a bike.
Okay, yeah, come on, join the fun for the announcing. I just have a blast at that.
They allow electric bikes.
Yeah, they do.
That's
allowed.
Now, if we do this, do you think this is like part 2 of the question? Is it really possible to get a DUI on a bike?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know of anybody that's happened to. I feel like you'd have to be an asshole too. You got
I do.
Kathy, you've got one?
No,
someone? I don't have a DUI on a bike.
Kathy got a DUI while riding a bike. How about that?
I know someone who got a DUI on a bike.
Is this person have a-hole tendencies?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, there you go. That's what got that ticket. Not being on the bike. Yeah.
I think I just wanted to take him back to jail. Yeah. And took that as an excuse.
So they probably had it coming for something else, and that was just taking the cake there.
Yeah, I figured that's how that stuff happened. So, yeah, Lenny, if we'll get together a team, and you got to order early. I think February is when they put it out there, and it sells out. So, yeah. It's really cool though. Like I said,
I'm not doing the century ride, but
I'm not either.
I'll go out and do some rides.
Yeah.
Because there's a balance of like fun and exhausted. And, it looks like the shortest ride is about 11 miles. That's nothing. And, like 20 miles, not that big of a deal. We could all do that kind of, but that leaves room for fun. Like, I want to see some of the distillery stops. I want to be awake to party at night. Like, I think it would be fantastic.
Yes.
It sounds like there's camping there too. Is that the case?
Oh yeah. Camping's a big part of it. Yeah. So
that sounds great.
Tents and all that kind of stuff. So yes.
Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah, I cleared my schedule too. I've always had something come up. I've always had something to do like the night before. Even this year I had a web event and I couldn't be there. But I think next year I'm going to stay at the place. So they said they rent trailers for the people that do it. So I'll stay in a RV and yeah,
that'd be fun. Get a corral of RVs going.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
Cool. That'd be cool. So yeah,
take your van. That'd be perfect.
I'll be back next year. It's a great time. And it's fun in the evening. They have Beth was a speaker this past year. So it's cool. Yeah. Very cool. I did have a story I wanted to tell too during small talk. So Neely Family Distillery got a phone call from a woman in Ohio. And she said, is Steve Akeley really doing a book signing here on October 23rd? And they said, yeah, he's going to be here. She's like, he is hilarious. I've never met him, never talked to him, but I'm going to drive in from Ohio. It's like 3 hours and I'm going to drive in to meet him. And how about that? That's like a fan moment.
That's awesome. Is the legend going to be there? Because I think we should tell her that Steve Akeley is the legend and have the legend talk to her while you actually sign the books.
I don't think the legend will be there, unfortunately.
Oh.
I don't think so. Yeah. And Bronner's telling me he might have a family commitment now, which is a bummer because he was supposed to be there. But it's going to be a cool day. If anybody wants to come out.
I'm there.
Of course, this comes out afterwards.
I got the pet sitters and the hotel. Yeah. We are going down.
We're shooting a TV show afterwards. So you could be part of that too. You could be in the background of the TV show.
When is this going down? Even though this is prior to the release?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, October 23rd.
It'll be over by the time this airs.
Yeah. We got Bo on a new TV show, so he's all excited. So I can't wait to see how this goes.
I'm glad Bo is back in action. He was like MIA for 2020. I'm glad Bo's back.
Oh, he's doing all kinds of stuff now. He's getting caught up on all our projects. I was recording some voiceover stuff today for another project he's had sitting out there. So yeah, it's cool. Very cool. Beth, you should come up October 23rd. Neely Family Distillery. It's on one of your distilleries you want to see. It wasn't, but it should be.
It's on there. I didn't have my list in front of me. That was just off the cuff. Let me see what I'm doing. I know that I'm in New York City next week, and then I'm in Columbus for USBG.
If you're around, because part of the book, it's the bourbon assignments. You get assignments. So bourbon celebrities, if they sign your book, you get points, and you would be a bourbon celebrity. So people would love to.
I appreciate that, but
yeah. All right. Well, on that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Kathy. She went last time. She looks like she's ready to go this time. And she's got a full bottle here. So this is going to be explosive, I bet. What do you got?
I hope so. This is MB Roland. This is the Westport Wine and Whiskey barrel pick that they did. It's 113.6 proof. It says it's a dark-fired Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
There it is.
That was
beautiful.
That's going to be tough to beat. Damn near impossible. So we'll see. Beth, you're next. What do you got?
So I have the 11-year-old Overholt that was only released in PA and Ohio.
Okay.
I opened that yesterday or the day before to share with a friend. So I don't know. This is probably not going to be as poppy as yours was, but
okay. Not enough. It was decent. Yeah. Not enough to take the lead. Kathy still sits atop the standings. McNew, you're next. What do you got?
Since Beth said this was the pajama bourbon, I have some Booker's, the Boston batch.
Okay. No, not enough. I don't think mine's going to be enough either. I've got a Four Roses single barrel pick from the Derby City Bourbon Society. So let's see what we got here. Nothing there really. Lenny,
deeper.
Yeah. Lenny, you're between Kathy and Victory. What do you got there, man?
Well, I am going with all new bottles this evening, but I still don't think I can beat it. I've got some 291 barrel proof single barrel Colorado whiskey.
Ooh, I love that stuff.
Nice.
Not known for audible cork pops, but it is delicious.
Okay, Lenny, that was really good. That was really good, but not enough. Kathy's was explosive, nice. So she's got it. So.
I get the T-shirt.
You get the T-shirt. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Ooh, and this is yummy.
What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about these weird whiskeys we've never tried. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and I'm excited to announce a brand new partnership with Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Many of you have perhaps heard of Leatherwood via our co-host on the Bourbon Daily, Kaylee Baker, who works there. Well, they're now an official sponsor of the network, and we look forward to everyone getting to know a little bit more about them. Company founder Andrew Lang brought his brewing and distilling hobby with him during his years of service as a Green Beret in the United States Army. Whether he was at his home base of Fort Campbell or during tours of duty in places like Italy or Afghanistan, Lang distilled whatever was available to him locally. We are excited about getting to know Andrew Lang and his team better via our programming and are planning a trip down there for the ABV Network crew very soon. In the meantime, check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com, where they will ship bottles directly to you, including their special Remembering 9/11 series, which is raising money for military charities. Seriously, get out there, buy some bottles, help a good cause, and let us know what you think. We're really excited about this partnership. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
I'm Davey Waltz.
And I'm Adina.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about whiskeys we have not tried.
Yes, we are. All right. Anybody got something weird that they haven't tried? Go ahead.
Are we talking about just like normal stuff you can buy off a shelf? Or
it can't be anything so archaic that we haven't even heard of it. There's a small distillery in Salt Lake that I haven't tried. What's that, Kathy?
Like the oat mash bill. You guys went off on how great the oat mash bill was.
Oh, okay.
And I can't
You've
find
never tried anything with those
anywhere.
Oh.
Well, we were just drinking some the other day on one of the events. What was that? I don't remember.
Not my event.
I'll have to start thinking. Keep track of that. All right. Here's the one I thought was weird. I've never tried Bell Mead. Everybody's into this Bell Mead, and it's a pretty big brand. It's across the U.S. I've never tried it. I've never really had any interest in trying it.
Heidi and Jen and I went there in June, and we were kind of bored with their standard lineup they gave us. So Heidi, being Heidi, asked if they had anything special, and they brought us out some of their barrel proofs. So it was actually pretty good once we got the barrel proof.
Once you got into the secret club there, then it was
yes.
fun.
You know, I haven't had too many of their offerings, but you know, a lot of it is source stuff. But they have produced their own, and I haven't had their own, like their in-house offering. Which to me, I'm always curious. If a distillery puts out something they bought from another distillery, that's cool. If it's good whiskey, great. But I for sure want to try what they made. And I guess in that vein, something I have not tried that's kind of weird. I've never had any of the rebottled MGP produced light whiskey offering.
Oh.
I'm not super interested in that category. I mean, I kind of get it, and it's often high proof, so people kind of dig that. But I don't love the concept of pulling off whiskey from the still at a higher proof where the flavor doesn't necessarily live. But, you know, people seem to dig it, so maybe it's awesome.
That's a big thing. Okay. What else? You know, Kathy, one you did in the Cork Pop. I've never tried anything from MB Roland. I need to. I've never been to their place. We didn't talk about that on the Distillers.
I have not either.
I need to go see Paul and see what he's got going on there. It's just a little bit out of the way, you know. It's so I never make it down that way.
Well, I just tried it and it's very smoky. It's good.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But really smoky.
I don't know that would be my particular. I'm not into the smoke for sure, but he's got a lot of stuff. I mean, that's just one item, of course.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of things. Beth,
when you go to Westport Wine and Whiskey, they have all these barrel picks, and like I have another one that I've never heard of the distiller. It's Grass Widow.
Huh.
I'm going to have that later. They're from Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. I had a friend get me a bottle a couple of years ago.
Really? I never heard of them. Don't know. But Westport Whiskey and Wine, they're the best, aren't they?
Fantastic.
That's a great liquor store. I like that.
That's where I just was. I just did their baker's lunch for their baker's single barrel tonight.
Oh, that's where you were? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I was there last night too.
Job ever.
All right,
Beth, living in a van, you are living well.
Beth, I can't imagine there's too many whiskeys you haven't tried, but I don't know. Maybe you surprise us. Maybe you've been so focused on Beam these last couple of years. There's ones out there you haven't. So
I mean, there's definitely, obviously. Okay. I mean, there's so many out there.
Right.
One that's going to be surprising. And at this point, I think I'm just doing it because I haven't up until this point, and now I just like saying that I haven't. I've never had Jack Daniels.
Never had Jack Daniels.
Awesome.
So that's
not even I've had your high.
Yeah, like not even as a child delinquent. You haven't had that. That's
no, and
see, that's what this show's about.
I started drinking at 21.
Yeah,
for legal purposes. But yeah, I tried Sinatra when it came out. I did try the Sinatra when I was back behind the bar, but it is something that I never necessarily touched, and it's not shade in that direction whatsoever. But now it's been so long since and I haven't tried it. I almost feel like now I just have to continue down that path.
I respect that commitment.
That's a lifelong commitment, and I am here for it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I used to do
nothing
that.
Against JB.
This has nothing to do with bourbon, but I used to do that with babies. I never held a baby in my life. And then
really?
And when my wife was pregnant with my child, I doubled down, and somebody tried to hand me their baby, and I said, nope, not doing it until it's my kid. Don't touch babies.
Oh,
so, yeah. Now I do.
I thought when you were doubling down, you weren't even going to hold your kid. So I thought,
right.
I don't anymore.
First.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he's old enough now.
Yeah.
But I have to say I'm with you. I never held a baby until I held my own kid.
Really?
Some of them, I had a couple buddies, that had kids before me. They always be like, hold a baby. I was just always afraid. What if I drop this kid or something? I can't do that. So no, I never.
No, they're terrifying. Even my nieces and nephews, I wanted nothing to do with them until they were 6 months old and could control their head a little bit, and then I'd still be like, take this
the head thing is weird. And
I don't want to hang out with them until they can control their thoughts. And they're
can they ever?
That's so crazy.
Adults.
I'm from a huge family, so getting handed a baby was literally nothing. To the point to where, zero joke, I want to say a month ago on a plane, someone handed me their baby, and I held their baby for the whole plane ride.
Oh,
don't know this person.
You're such a nice person. I would ask them
really
if I'm not doing that.
Don't pass me your Jack Daniels, though.
No, right? Jack Daniels, I'm not holding it. The baby, though, go ahead. It's fine. Got it.
Huh. Yeah. Well, we've got a couple here that definitely don't like kids, famously. So McNew and Kathy don't like kids. So what age is it okay for you to be a babysitter, Kathy? So say a friend's got a child. What age would you be like, I'm willing to watch that kid?
I had a friend who asked me to babysit her 10-year-old daughter.
Okay. They're pretty self-sufficient. A 10-year-old.
And they're pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And I did, and I taught her a song that I wanted her to sing to her parents randomly when they weren't expecting it, and it was Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
Uh-huh.
And then I have another friend who asked me to watch her son while she was at a wedding when he was like 14. And I took him to a buffet, and the challenge was that we were not going to eat anything except from the dessert table, but we had to eat at least 7 plates. So we had to eat at least 7 plates of dessert before we could leave.
Lofty goals.
That sounds like throwing up. That does not.
That sounds awful. Especially the buffets I've been around. The dessert table is not the most appetizing of the buffet spots.
Well, they have an ice cream, the soft ice cream dispenser, so you can do like 7 cups of ice cream.
And that was our chocolate fountain. I might be in.
Yeah, I was like, we can't leave until you have 7 desserts. You can have all the real food you want, but I'm going for 7 desserts.
Did you have to do this too, Kathy, or just the kid?
Oh yeah, no. I'm holding strong. I'm gonna do it. So
commitment.
All right.
Yeah, and they're pretty tiny, and if you have a bite, you can like smush it around your plate and call it done.
Okay. All right.
So that's why
McNew is a stepmother, so but she famously is not great with kids. So yes, but you are a stepmother now. So how do you do like in the babysitting role and stuff?
So I am not.
Well, sometimes Chris has to work. Sometimes Chris has to work, right?
Yeah. So here's how things work out because he's got like a helicopter mom, like his real mom's like helicopter mom. I hope she doesn't listen to this. She probably doesn't. But he has karate on Saturdays, and I'm like, I can take him. That's no big deal. And she's like, well, I'm going to go anyway. So I'm like, then why the hell would I waste my Saturday watching uncoordinated kids do shit I don't care about? So when Chris has to work these weekends, she'll come back and get him Friday night just to take him to karate on Saturday. And then Chris gets him after work Saturday. I'm like, you don't want like a weekend to yourself? Like, this woman makes no sense to me. And I'm like, I don't have to do it. It's fine. Like, why the hell would you spend your free weekend doing that shit? Well, I don't know. But
I mean, you are taking care of her dog, so.
Don't get me started with this damn dog. Every weekend, I'm like, put him in your backpack. Take him back with you. I'm like, just put him in your backpack.
She dumped her dog onto McNew, which is.
But he's a dog. I'm sure he's doing fine.
Oh.
So
she acts like he doesn't exist.
I don't
She'll say, I've got 3 dogs. She has 4 dogs. She has 4 dogs.
I have 3.
You have 4. There's Sosa, Oakley, Saint, and Milo.
Milo.
I almost said Arlo.
Okay, so Milo is very well taken care of. He's fed with them. He's let out with them. He actually sleeps in the middle of our bed, which is annoying. But I just don't find him cute, and he's yappy and annoying, and I just have very little.
He's as cute as can be. He looks like Gizmo from the Gremlins.
He smells weird too. I don't know what's going on with his insides. He is not great.
I'm very afraid for your review of me after you meet me at this point.
You have weird smells?
More like I look like Gizmo. You know, I'm just worried that you don't like Gizmo-looking things.
It's not that I don't like this dog. I'm just bitter about why he lives here.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. It comes with baggage.
He would be fine in any other probably situation in the world. I just don't like his origin story.
You don't like his origin story.
Rewrite it.
Yeah.
McNew, I take issue with your pronunciation. It's actually karate. But also, back to the subject at hand. Something that I've never tried. It's not perfect, but I was thinking about it. Got me thinking. I've never had that Malort out of.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. There was a bar here we were at probably a month ago, and the bartender was from Chicago. So she had some lined up in the back just to have it. And Chris is like, you said this was terrible. I'm like, it is terrible. He tried it and thought it was decent. And I'm like,
but isn't that like when somebody tells you a movie is the worst thing ever and you go see, you're like, it's not that. It's pretty good. They said the bar so low.
Plus, he was like, it's not like I'm going to run to the bathroom and throw up. Like, I can choose this.
But his favorite whiskey was Crown Royal Peach. So let's get not exactly Mr. Sophisticated when it comes to whiskey. So,
he's coming around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He is.
I mean, Malort face is a real thing. for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a real, like, people wait for it. Like when I took Malort for the first time, I was like, just don't do the face. Just don't do the face. Everyone expects the face. Don't do the face.
Know that. God, I want it. I got to try it.
Did you do the face?
I don't think I did. I'm very stubborn. So I was like, I may have turned around and made a face, but I don't think I did. I mean, it wasn't as accosting as I think a lot of people said it was going to be, but my palate has probably dealt with a couple of things that were a bit more accosting than that one.
Yeah.
It must be fun to offer it up to folks who have no idea, though. Like you knew, like you know what it's all about. Like going in, you probably in your head knew the flavor profile, but folks who like I did that to a friend. I had a can of beer from a brewery that had a sour pickle beer. Now, I thought it was, I knew what it was, but I was like, this is kind of delicious. But I gave it to my friend. I was like, just taste it. Don't look. And he spit it out and was disgusted. You know,
wow.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I love introducing people to Malort after dinner. Or not Malort, I'm sorry. That introducing them to Fernet after dinner is what I'm going to say. A lot of people don't. Yeah, they don't know. And not that Fernet is on like a Malort level. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, Brent, if you're hearing this, that would make you really upset. But no, I think that it's one of those where people don't expect it to taste the way that it actually tastes.
Right.
And it's just a fun little, yeah.
Yeah, good call on that.
Yeah. Kathy, anything else on this topic? Surprising? You never tried.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I love the Wild Turkey brand, and you speak of their 101 rye, and I had to ask my husband, is that available? Can you get me a bottle of 101 rye? I've never had the 101 rye. I drink the 101 Wild Turkey in cocktails all the time. I didn't even know there was a 101 rye. So
there is. Yeah, it's very good.
It's in my house now. I haven't cracked it open yet, but I have never had the turkey 101
It used to
rye.
be hard to find for some reason in Missouri, but here recently it's been showing up. You can buy it in liquor stores now. Before you could buy it at bars, but not liquor stores. But now I notice you can start getting it at the liquor store. So it's cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited about cracking that one open, but it is not one of my bottles tonight. So
okay.
I've never had the Wild Turkey Master's Keep, which annoys me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I have not either.
You know, like I don't have the. Well, I don't know if there's anywhere in Colorado to find these bottles anymore, but you know, up in Buena Vista, there's nothing up here. So
your assistant distiller owns a liquor store.
Don't get me started.
So he won't give you the good stuff.
Off-air subject.
Do you need to give him a raise or an extra few days of vacation?
It's a long story.
He came to a Lenny and because Lenny wanted some of the good stuff, you know, and Blanton's and all the kind of stuff that you can't get. He thought, well, now that Nick owns this place, I have access to that. And sure enough, Nick called him when he got the first batch of the good stuff. So Lenny gets up there and throws the credit card on the thing, and he charged him secondary prices. So Lenny got him, but he paid secondary prices.
Yeah, I did. So like on one hand, I'm like, whatever. I'm supporting my friend, but on the other hand, he's not the only liquor store doing it. I find it liquor stores doing that, but it happens.
Good friend.
Yeah, that's a good friend.
You are not him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I can't believe you do that to you. After all those years of loyal service, you took care of him as an employee, helped him out. Yeah.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, it is. Well, there you go. There's a few things. I don't know how good we did on this topic. We tried.
We got a little off topic. It's okay.
We did.
Sidetracked by children and karate.
Sidetracking for some kid hate. It's okay.
It happens with us. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We'll start with Beth. Beth, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Bourbon Bella, or on the Facebooks at Beth Burrows. I have Twitter too, but you're not going to find me there. It exists, but
it exists. There you go. There's a mission for someone to find it. All right. Kathy, how about you? Where can people find you?
Right now, I'm only on Facebook at Kathy Cool.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Maybe
Instagram, we'll talk about getting me an Instagram name.
I think you're on Instagram. Are you sure?
I'm not on Instagram, but if you want to find a cool Instagram name for me, I will.
I feel like it needs to be Kathy So Cool.
Right. Yeah.
But something with bourbon. I don't know.
Okay.
I got you.
All
I'll be
right.
thinking on it.
She's on it. All right. Lenny, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find myself and Deerhammer on the social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, and you can absolutely order all of our stuff shipped anywhere, not by us, but it works. And you can find me in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado, paying secondary prices for Master's Keep.
And you're on Twitter.
I am on Twitter.
You used to be better at Twitter. You used to share like crazy stuff people would say to you at shows and stuff like that. Often.
Yeah. Both at Deerhammer and at Len_Deerhammer, I think it is. Like Deerhammer Len. I still say things that aren't appropriate to the brand under my own Twitter handle.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, check it out.
We don't have to sit down for a meeting with the ownership, which would be your wife, I guess. Would be the
exactly.
only person who can really say anything to you. I think we got to talk about this Twitch.
HR is real tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
All right, McNew, how about you? Where can people find you?
I am on Instagram at McNewABV and every Tuesday on the ABV Network channel, hosting Bottle Kills and Last Meals.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because everything that we do is out there. We've put all of our previous shows. We got over 3,000 original shows to listen to and so much more. Check us out, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Ciao.
See.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.